When you have reactive hypoglycemia, it's not just about having a snack on you, it's about having the right snacks on you at all times. As a dietitian and someone who's struggled with reactive hypoglycemia myself for a very long time, over a decade, I'm going to walk you through the 3 types of snacks that I keep with me at all times for when I have crashes and why each one matters. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Katie. I'm a dietitian and personal trainer, and I talk about all things blood sugar management, hypoglycemia, and PCOS on the channel. So if that interests you, then consider subscribing and check out some of my other videos after you watch this one. Okay, the first snack that everyone needs in their bag if they have hypoglycemia is the emergency carb snack. This is one that I feel like we all forget about, so it's why we're putting it at number 1, because sometimes, when you have low blood sugar, you think, okay, I need a balanced snack with carbs, fat, and protein. And if that's you, I love that for you. Thank you for thinking of balance. As a dietitian, that makes my heart flutter. But one thing that you want to note when your blood sugar is actually low, so it's under 70 milligrams per deciliter, and when you're feeling shaky, dizzy, and sometimes even nauseous, like you're going to pass out, you need something that's quick sugar, not something that's slow and steady sugar like we always talk about on this channel. You need something that's going to bring those blood sugars up fast. And protein, fiber, and fat can actually slow that from happening. So in this moment, what you need is something that is solely simple carbohydrates. So I'm thinking juice, an applesauce pouch, an electrolyte drink, fruit leather, a fruit pouch, or something like a banana. You can even have something like a little bit of candy if you'd like, because again, in this moment, it's really not about having the most well-balanced thing on earth. It's about bringing your blood sugar up. And the simplest way to do that is through simple carbohydrates. This is your I'm in the red zone. I need to get out into the yellow or green zone, not your I'm going to sit and wait for my blood sugar to come back up slowly with a nice balanced meal. Like for example, my last birthday last year, it's almost August 20th this year. So it's almost been a full year since this has happened, but this was one of my more recent episodes where my blood sugar went low. I was at the mall, we were celebrating my birthday, I was shopping, and I had coffee, I had a snack, but we were out longer than I expected. And I actually really didn't think to prepare a whole lot of snacks because I figured, hey, we're gonna be shopping most of the day, so we're probably going to get a snack somewhere along the line. So I didn't think much of it. And when I went into American Eagle, all of a sudden I was waiting in line and I was like, oh boy, like I don't feel right. I feel kind of nauseous all of a sudden. And I lifted my hand and my hand was like shaking. I'm sure a lot of you know what that feeling is like. And I knew in that moment, okay, I need something quick. And I looked in my bag and initially I didn't have a single thing on me. And I dug and dug and dug because, when you're used to this, you tend to have something in your bag somewhere because you've shoved snack after snack after snack in there, and then some things get buried in the bottom. So eventually I found a little tiny granola bar and I was like, oh my God, thank God. But if I hadn't had that, honestly, in that moment, that was one of the moments where I thought maybe I would actually pass out, especially in public. That's kind of scary. So always have something that can bring your blood sugar up. And do not forget this one vital snack because you're definitely going to need it if you have hypoglycemia. Snack number 2 that you need in your bag or your purse at all times is the stabilizer snack. So this one is the one where you're trying to maintain your levels, but also bring your sugars up a little bit, but you're not in that danger zone like the first snack situation that we talked about. So not in full crisis mode, but you still need to bring your blood sugar up. You're feeling a little bit foggy, a little bit low energy, but it's like, enough to where you feel like you're safe and you can have that little bit of fiber and protein and fat mixed in with the carbs. So a good example of a stabilizer snack would be something like an RX bar or a Lara bar even. You can have trail mix that has nuts and dried fruit in it, something like crackers and peanut butter, a protein shake that has at least 15 grams of carbohydrates and about 15 to 20 grams of protein is a good one too. Anything like this that's gonna have that blend of all three things, carbs, fat, and protein, is gonna be a good stabilizer snack. I would say in this stabilizer snack, what defines it the most is that you at least have about 15 to 30 grams of carbohydrates in that snack, and you have at least 10 grams of protein, and you can also swap it for a little bit of fat as well. The whole point is that you want a blend, but at least 15 to 30 grams, because you're trying to raise your blood sugar, but you're also trying to keep it steady throughout the day after the snack. And hey, before we get into the third type of snack that you should always have in your bag for reactive hypoglycemia, I would love to encourage you to download one of my PDFs. It's actually a PCOS meal plan. So if you have PCOS, this is perfect for you. However, it also still applies to those without PCOS. If you want to download it anyway, check the description below. Maybe I'll have a specific meal plan for reactive hypoglycemia. I'll add that to my to-do list as well. But you can download for now the one about PCOS in the description below. And leave a comment. Do you have reactive hypoglycemia and diagnosed PCOS? Or do you just have reactive hypoglycemia and do you know what the origin of that was? I know it can be a lot more common to have it when you've had a past disordered eating or eating disorder. And it can also be sometimes when you've had weight loss surgery, but maybe we can dive deeper into that in a different video. But without further ado though, let's go into the last snack that I'm gonna talk about, the preventative protein-rich snack. So sometimes it's been very recent since you've had a meal or a snack with carbs and you're just like, hey, I feel a little bit hungry, but I'm not quite needing a big giant boost in my blood sugar. I just need something that's gonna stabilize my hunger and make me feel full for a little bit longer. This can be a really great snack for a segue in between breakfast and lunch or between your midday snack and dinner, just to give you a little more time before you're feeling hungry and your blood sugar drops again. So a few examples of these stabilizer protein-rich snacks are a hard-boiled egg, string cheese, maybe even a couple string cheese if they're really tiny, beef jerky, and a low-sugar, high-protein bar or shake. A couple examples of these are like the Quest type bars, or the Costco has like their own type of Quest bar that I really like. And another one would be like Orgain's 30-gram protein shakes that are really low carb. I think they have like less than 5 grams of carbs. These are really good stabilizer snacks. So let me know in the comment section below, are any of these snacks in your bag right now? Or what kind of snacks do you normally prepare and which ones maybe do you need to add after watching this video? I'd love to hear from you. I know reactive hypoglycemia is something that doesn't get a whole lot of like showtime or book time in the medical nutrition books. And I think it's something that people struggle with. It's just not talked about or really known about a ton. So let me know your questions and like what type of videos you'd like me to do on this. Again, I am a dietitian that specializes in PCOS and blood sugar management because those are things that I have struggled with personally. So I know it firsthand and I have like, a stake in the game. The reason that I learned about all of this is to help myself and then to be able to help you not struggle through the same thing. So I hope this video helped, and let me know your questions in the comment section. In this video right here, I talk about my experience and my top tips for reactive hypoglycemia. So definitely check out that video next and I'll see you there. Bye guys.